Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm just so glad you're here. I really am. You guys, today I got to sit down with Dylan from Winning Communications. It was so nice to catch back up with him and have a lovely chat. And again, where I was out for a while, I missed some stuff. I talked a little bit about this bookstore silliness, but more has come out about it. And a video has surfaced of odd behavior. So I thought, who better to discuss that with than Dylan. So we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about this bookstore stuff. I know it's been a little bit, but again, I was out sick. So indulge me while I cover this and we look at her weird behavior at this bookstore. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Jen. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, I'm so excited. Joining me, it's been way too long. Joining me once again is Dylan from Winning Communication. I'm going to talk to you like a kid. Say hi, Dylan.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. So yeah, people are like, "What's wrong? How come you haven't recorded with Dylan?" I'm like, "Nothing. Poor Dylan moved countries, and then poor me got very sick. So it's just been bad timing." But tell us, what country are you in now?
I'm in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm in New York right now. I'm cat sitting 2 cats at my sister's place.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just so glad to have you here. So I'm so sick of talking about being sick. But as everybody knows, I have been out terribly under the weather for like 2 weeks. So I'm just catching up on everything. So I missed the whole bookstore debacle. So I was hoping you could maybe catch me up. We could take a look. There's a wild video circulating about it, and in case everybody knows your channel, but in case you're new here and you don't, Dylan has Winning Communication where he does excellent body language stuff. Yes, that's right. So I love your work, and so I thought maybe we could watch it. And you could tell me what you think is going on because I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, let's do
Are
it.
you up for it?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like she went to this. So they're calling it that she spoke at Oprah Winfrey's book club. Now, I'm just coming in on this, and you guys are welcome to let me know in the comments what you think happened because I've heard several versions of the story, just like everything they do. And from what I could tell, it was. I mean, Oprah was there, and we'll see her in the video. But it was more about the opening of this particular bookstore. It was called Godmothers. And so I just suspect, just coming in on this, that Meghan wanted to make it seem like she was speaking at Oprah Winfrey's book club to make it seem like they were working together on this. And I'm not sure that's exactly what happened. So coming in on this, Dylan, what are your thoughts? Is that how do you understand this to happen?
Good question. I mean, my main thing, I don't know if you'd want to bring it up later on, but that this was it the evening before the anniversary of the Queen's passing?
Yes, you are so right on. I noticed the same. Tell me, I mean, we're all screaming at our TVs right now. Or heard our screens about this. Tell me what you think. I'm totally on the same page with you.
Yeah.
So you think this was an event to try to overshadow Her Majesty the late Queen?
100%. That was like the only thing I focused on. It's interesting what you said about trying to look like she's in the book club. That might be the case too. But for me, what I zeroed in on was that because it's not a coincidence. It's every freaking time. Every time. You know, it's like Prince's birthday, Meghan's doing some dumb thing. You know, it's every single time. And it's crazy if you think about it, because you know she's totally obsessed that she always knows what's going to happen and when, and is planning to compete with it because it's every time. There's no way that's a coincidence.
You are so spot on. And actually, it's funny you bring this up. While I was out sick, I did a compilation. Because I've done videos on this exact thing before where there's like an hour long of me talking about all the times that I could find that they've done this. And I'm sure it's even more than that. So yes, you're right. It's a pattern at this point. They sure like to try to overshadow Catherine, Princess of Wales' birthday. That seems to be their favorite time to do stuff like this. So it really is wild. And I think you're onto something here, Dylan, with this. Let's see. Let me get it back up on screen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, you just even reminded me of announcing the pregnancy at someone else's wedding. Like that's just how they always have been, even before. leave it.
You are so right. Yes, I think so. I know. How rude is that? Can you imagine if it was the other way
Oh my,
around
oh
and
my.
somebody did that at her wedding? She would
Oh,
have
I
flipped
wish they
out.
did. Yeah.
I know. I know. Me too. So yeah, just to set the stage. So here's the article showing that she was speaking at this event. Okay. I have about 30 million problems with what's going on right here. First of all, Dylan, I won't even drag you into this, but that outfit, I talked about it briefly before. That outfit, belted up to the neck. Somebody pointed out, some lovely person, JB, I'd like to give you a shout out, pointed out on my Patreon that they believe that she believed this necklace that she wore, I saw it somewhere else too, was I might have the figure wrong, somewhere around $15,000 for whatever necklace she was wearing to
Oh,
this event. I know. How do you lose the value of money so much that that becomes okay? I don't understand it. I really don't. But the part that blows my mind is that they talk about it being light-filled speakers. So talk to me. When you think of Meghan Markle, do you think of light and
oh,
light-filled?
couldn't be less so, because even when she's doing her like word salad motivational, which normally is like, you could be like me, it's no, a lot of times it sounds like it's chastising you, like, so yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like the queen of complaining aside from that. But even when it's supposedly positive, a lot of times it's like chastising. Like, she was telling, what was it, the women in Nigeria, like, you shouldn't leave the country, you should stay here. It's like, you've been
Yes.
there for like a week on a PR tour, like.
Exactly, and I believe that was the same speech that she showed up over an hour late to. So it's like, you can't even be there, so how are you gonna lecture everybody else about it?
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah. But yeah, you're exactly right, Dylan, and when I think about, Lightfield, but then I think about how they've treated, well, both families, honestly, but, I think about Her Majesty the late Queen, as you mentioned, and the anniversary and how not I don't just blame her, both of them treated Her Majesty the late Queen and the awful things they've done to Catherine. I mean, does that light filled? I don't think so.
No way. No
No way.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. And so here was one of the other pictures we got. Dylan and I were laughing about this, hence our chuckles right now. So you see Spare in the right corner up on the windowsill. I believe the bench was up there as well.
Uh-huh.
But if you look where I did the other circle up closer, it says the fraud. Do you think that
Uh-huh.
that was on purpose?
Yeah, it depends on the bookstore, I guess. Yeah, it's from that angle, it's perfect. They line up very well, even more than any other book would. Like in terms
Yeah.
of its high up and everything.
Mhm.
That's funny.
I like the bright colors. I like the placement. You're spot on, Dylan. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, the photographer chose to take it from this angle, and I'm guessing, yeah, I like to think that that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Now, somebody really clever pointed out that at this bookstore, I know nothing about this bookstore. Again, it's called Godmothers. It sounds overpriced and pretentious to me, but again, I don't know. It's listing Spare for $36, but just to let you know, Amazon is selling it for about 15, and on eBay you can get it for under 5. So,
Yeah.
Dylan, did you read Spare?
No, I mean, I guess it could be like research, but I
Mhm.
didn't read the whole thing. A little too boring. I looked at choice part.
Absolutely. I actually did read the book because of the channel. Otherwise, there's no way I would have read that thing. It was
Yeah.
awful. I want my life and my time back.
Yeah.
It was, in my opinion, it was mostly written by Megan anyway. But
Oh,
yeah, so this,
definitely. Yeah.
so there's Spare. Okay, now let's keep on. Just to set the stage for another second, let me show you this. This was a photo we got that allegedly was taken just a few days before the speaking engagement. They call her like, what was it like? Staking out the location. So I guess she was
Uh-huh.
in front of this bookstore happening to be photographed by Backgrid. What a shocker. What are your
Uh-huh.
thoughts on this photo, Dylan? I'm still
Oh,
laughing about it.
I mean, you were telling me this before, but it's ridiculous. You're the one who pointed this out to me, but just
Mhm.
if you look through her glasses, particularly on our left, her right eye,
Uh-huh.
like staring into their soul is a good uh description. So to say that's like a candid, she didn't know she's Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yes. Now, I don't know if you remember this off the top of your head. I do because I think about it all the time. That hike photo she did right after or during the coronation,
Yeah.
the king's coronation. She was on on a hike and happened to get spotted by Bagrid
Yeah.
in a parking lot. Same facial expression, same grin, same eyeballs through glasses. So very reminiscent of that. It is frightening. Now, Dylan, would it help you to know? I've done an insane amount of research on this. That thing she's holding in her hand is a keychain. Any guesses on how much that keychain costs?
Like 120.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous for a keychain. That's a good guess. No, it's like $300 for a keychain.
It's ridiculous. Wait, is it the take what you need thing? What
I
is it?
think so. It looks like a book of matches.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Where is it even coming from? It's
I
like
think
hanging
she's
from her
got
hand.
keys in her hand or something,
Oh,
I believe.
it's
And
like,
so
yeah.
she, you know what? You're better at this body language stuff than me. But my first instinct is she waving to the photographer while smiling.
Oh, good question.
I
Ah,
don't know. Yeah.
maybe she is unconsciously, she was trying not to. Like she's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
paparazzi. Oh, I hate paparazzi. I didn't notice.
Yeah. Look at me. Look at
Yeah,
my
yeah,
expensive keychain.
yeah.
But this was a couple of days before the event. So there's several theories on this, and we can get into ours. People think she was stalking the bookstore
Uh-huh.
beforehand. There are theories around. In fact, I'll show you this. There are blind items around and theories around that she was not invited to this event.
Uh-huh.
Now, as much as I believe she is so much the one that would turn up to things uninvited, that would never shock me. It's the idea that she was up there with a microphone tells me she was probably invited. Just a guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And that gets me thinking, I think Oprah does like and support them.
Mhm.
And my thing is, I don't think Oprah's a bad person. She obviously tries to do good, but she's a bit of a sap. Like
Mhm.
she's gotten pulled into like fake sob stories so many times. Like I
Mhm.
think of, wasn't it like A Million Little Pieces? The
Yes,
the
James Fry, I think it was,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
The
uh-huh. Oh,
Power
yeah.
of Now is another one. People like that book, but
Mhm.
that guy was a total fraud. Like, so she's had multiple things where she gets pulled in by these total frauds. And again, I'm not saying that makes her a bad person. It just makes her,
Sure.
she just gets tricked fairly
Mhm.
easily. Like she hears a story, she's like, oh, and believes it.
So that's a really kind, gracious way you're looking at it. I'm gonna throw another opinion at you, which is it's all about the money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's a
maybe
good
she
point.
doesn't care so much if it's real or fake or whatever. If people will, so to speak, click on it or watch it or whatever gets her the money, that's my guess is what she's gonna do. She didn't ask any questions. I don't think any thoughtful
Yeah.
questions back during the interview. So I don't think it's just my opinion. I don't think she cares. I think it's just whatever will
Yeah.
get her views and money. So
That's a good point. She tends to do just the biggest thing. Like she did the
uh-huh.
Lance Armstrong interview, like whatever's the biggest thing at the time. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think and to your point, I think celebs know that, her name carries weight, so they do want to attach their name to it. So of course
Yeah.
it's like a mutually beneficial relationship for
Yes.
people like this. Okay, shall we take a look? And it is the briefest of videos. We'll take a
Mhm.
look at this video. And sorry, it's literally like, I don't know, 8 seconds long.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give a shout out to, let me see. Hold on. So sorry. Hold on. Okay, a shout out to Princess Carparkle, who I follow on Twitter. Make sure you're giving
Mhm.
her that follow. She's lovely. She shared this video, and it's just, again, it's only a few seconds long. And Meghan speaking. This is the moment where Oprah walks in, and Meghan appears to malfunction. So I'll just let it play. We'll talk
Mhm.
amongst ourselves. I'm just explaining that it's like just seconds long, and then Princess Carparkle repeats it so that way we can see it closer. Here we go.
The safety of what I was craving, I knew I could find in a bookstore. I get the book, go get the book, go get the book.
Yeah, what's that? Okay, tell me about body language, tongue movements. What is that?
I have nothing. I like just malfunction, and it's funny because that overshadowed it so much that it's the
Uh,
first time I even noticed what she said before that was already ridiculous. Word salad, the safety that I was
oh,
craving in the
uh-huh.
bookstore, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, I just didn't even notice that because the next part is so ridiculous.
You're right. She's giving a speech about bookstores to a bookstore.
Yeah.
So there's that.
The safety of what I was craving, I knew I could find in a bookstore. Is that even like grammatically correct? The safety of what I was craving.
I
What?
love that you're trying to make sense of this. I have less
Yeah,
than no idea. All
yeah,
I can figure is she's trying to play. I mean, when I read this, my brain goes, "Oh, she's trying to play victim."
yeah,
Again, I haven't heard the rest of the story, so it's somebody was being mean to me, so I found safety in a bookstore. Somebody was belittling me, so I found safety in a bookstore. Whatever it is, the royal
yeah,
family made me wear beige, so I found
yeah,
safety in a bookstore. Whatever it
yeah.
is.
I think that makes sense, and it's whatever thing she's talking about at the moment. It's the food thing. She didn't have food, and couldn't afford the Sizzler buffet. The only thing that helped her was acting. It's like everything was the only thing that she had.
You're
Um,
so right.
yeah.
Do you think? I mean, just we're just guessing here. We're not diagnosing anybody. Do you think that is that just to play the biggest victim or the most look at me attention grab? What's going? Why? I just can't wrap
I
my head around it.
Yeah,
Narcissism.
I think so. Both. I think um, play the biggest victim,
Uh-huh.
but the underlying thing is the biggest attention grab, right?
Yeah.
Like that is her real drive. It gets her most attention. It's just that culturally, being a victim has become like a way to get attention and a way to be like revered. Like
Uh-huh.
that's something I think about is if you look at that's why she's contradicts herself so much because back in the early 2000s the victim thing wasn't the super hot thing. So she's like,
Mhm.
I'm a rich girl, here's my car, my dad lives up there on the hill, that video,
Mhm.
right? So that was how to get
Oh.
attention, was like, I'm gonna be a Paris Hilton or a blogger or a traveler. And then she just, oh, now the thing is be a victim. And now she does that. So I think it's just the victim, yes, but the reason
Mhm.
for it is for the attention. So it's
Oh,
both.
excellent point.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've seen the other about my dad, like bragging about her dad and stuff.
You
That's
haven't seen
interesting.
that one?
I don't
Her in the
I
car when she's like 20?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe
I'll send you that if
yeah.
you haven't seen it. It's like her. She's in a car. She's like 20. She's like wearing
Uh-huh.
these sunglasses. She's like, oh, look at the cute boys. Blah blah blah. Look, there's Prada. There's Gucci.
No.
Oh,
How
my
about
dad lives
this?
over the hill. Wow, I
Can
can't
we
believe.
do a crossover and react to it on your channel? Have you reacted to it yet? I'm sure you have, but do
Yeah,
you
but
want
not in a while. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I could send it to you. Whatever. I can't believe
Yeah.
you haven't. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so guys, go watch Dylan's channel. I'll try to react to it over there.
Thanks.
I'll give you my honest reaction and be like,
Yeah, why
what?
not? Maybe we can do that after. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So soon, maybe you'll find it on Dylan's channel, Winning Communication. But I'm gonna hit play on
Thanks.
this. I can do it without sound, or do you want it with this sound or without? What would help you to see?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll just do it without sound. Talk to me about what's going on. So she's telling a story, and
She looks a little annoyed, and then
yeah,
to me,
sorry.
it's her being controlling. Like she's now seeing it up close. She's like, what she say? Something like, "Get the book," or not,
Mhm.
like, like no, like I think she's not like that. Like it's kind of like a little disgust. Like, let's see. Oh,
Here.
tongue.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
disgust right there. Like that expression.
okay. So I think that's a really interesting theory, which would play into. Okay, I have another part of this video I can show you, and maybe you're onto something with this, Dylan. Let me show you this.
The
Okay.
safety of what I was craving.
Okay, so this is shared by Newsweek, and this is just again the same clip, but there's a little bit more on the end of the clip. You'll see here.
I knew I could find in a bookstore. I get the book, go to checkout, place it there at the counter.
Oh.
So Oprah came in. So I'm going to go back and show her face closer so you can see it. But so think about that. So Oprah's coming in. So that would line up with disgust. Do you think she's jealous that, of course, Oprah is going to naturally command attention when she walks in? What do
Oh,
you think?
absolutely. Yeah. So for me, I don't know if it could have even been separate things. Like it looks to me like she's telling someone to do something, like "Blah, blah, do the same, with her tongue. The tongue is just ridiculous. And again, it shows like how nasty she is because she's on a freaking stage, and that's like pretty curt. And then if you look closely, you see those the micro expressions. So like where someone nice, you'd be talking like, oh, can you grab that, like polite. Even a jerk would probably manage to sound more polite than that. So I think
That's a
there's
good point. Yeah.
that. And then a read I get from that, I definitely I'm sure she's jealous, but I also think she just got quite thrown off from people coming in. 'Cause something you notice about Meghan, it's like she's happy and comfortable when she has every ounce of attention on her. Like like anytime she's in a conversation, she treats it like she's doing a speech. Like she'll talk, and like anything, like her mom just like it joins the conversation. She's got that furious look.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she right, and then you look, she always looks so awkward. She's like clapping stuff. She's only comfortable if it's fully on her, the attention. So even when she's giving a speech, it's normal that little things happen. She's like totally thrown off that like anything that doesn't involve her, like other people sitting down, is happening, I think.
I think you're on to something. Dylan, I want to go back because I think what you said is so spot on. I didn't even think about. You're right. And I don't know how else to say it. Normal people, when they talk to, I've worked customer service. I've worked retail. Like when you talk to people, you don't make facial expressions like that unless they've specifically done something to tick you off. But she
Yeah,
can't even, what's the word, pantomime being a nice person.
exactly.
No, that was a very good point, Dylan. That's crazy. Well, I'll play the Oprah part coming again so you can.
The safety of what I was craving, I knew I could find in a bookstore. I get the book, go to checkout, place it there at the counter.
I felt like she hiccuped even in her speech of it, not just her weird facial expressions, but the speech itself. It's like, again, I guess waiting to have all eyes on her, to your point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. She hiccuped. I think that's the perfect way to put it.
This is a clip from Dan Wooten's Outspoken, and he has Angela Levin on, and she claims, that something happened at this bookstore. Let's take a listen. It's just a few seconds long.
What happened was that there were a lot of booing. A lot of the women who were there booed her and harangued her, and it didn't work one bit. It was very embarrassing, apparently.
Oh my goodness. So she's even been booed in Montecito, Angela.
Yes. Well, I think people have found out what she's like and don't like it.
So what are your thoughts on that? Potentially booed. There was some question whether or not that happened. I tend to like Angela Levin, but sometimes you got to take her with a grain of salt. So I'm not sure, but if that happened, what are your thoughts? Booed in the bookstore.
That would be hilarious. I mean, the people to do that would be pretty audacious though, because it looks like pretty small and intimate. You know what I mean? So you'd be right there, like boo, and she would see you and everything. So I don't know if that. I would like to think it happens, but it seems like pretty audacious. Yeah, I again, I actually don't. I don't know much. I don't want to like accuse.
No,
say she's not talking the truth, but
we're just speculating.
Yeah, like just my guess would be no. Like I think Meghan would be like she looks a little kooky, but I think she would look kookier. Like there'd be some craziness going on if she got booed. There would be some news about injuries to people or something. Like
books flying around the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. I think you're right. Let's see. The only other thing that I noticed that was weird from this article is they referred to Harry And this is going back to the article I found where it said she's speaking at Oprah's book club or whatever. They called Harry a quote hometown hero. I got so upset about this before. What
That's
are we
crazy.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
What hometown are we
Yeah.
talking about? He's not in his hometown. He is not a hero.
Oh, that is ridiculous. And just a quick thing to say, with my speculation on the booing, I'm literally guessing.
Oh, of
Guessing.
course.
So
Yeah.
just to put that, that's hilarious. Hometown hero.
Hometown
It's
hero.
annoying how these words get like, was it co-opted and wrecked?
Mhm.
Like hometown hero, I think it's like you're from a little town and you
Yes.
go out and you do things and you come back to the
Mhm.
little town. Like this is the least hometown hero person you could be. Like also even like even if he weren't like, I mean, he's betrayed his home country.
Exactly. He
He's
called
like,
them all the ist words. That's not a
yes,
hero.
yeah, he's
He
like,
accused them of awful things. Yeah, that's not a hero.
yeah, it's like Benedict Arnold, hometown hero. You know, like
He bashed his whole family. That makes him a hero? I don't think
yeah,
so. But
ridiculous.
yeah, so that blows a lot of credibility. And calling her, what was it, light filled? Yeah, I mean, I want whatever they're on. I don't know. None of it makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Well, you know, I think a lot of these things, you know, it's like manipulation. They, you know, think what's the word I'm looking for? They do like market research, like light filled. That's something that works for people, and then they
Okay.
use those words to manipulate us. You know, like that's what we want, light. You know, I've heard of like different things doing that to manipulate people. They think of the terms that will stick. So I think that's just that, but it's so inaccurate. You'd have to be pretty dumb or pretty out of the loop, you know,
I think
for it to
so
work.
too. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention is that people speculated that Meghan pushed to, and again, I don't know, you know, however she became a speaker here, somebody was not paying attention, I guess, because they let her do it. So she's up there with a microphone. People think that she pushed to do this so that way she could try to talk to Oprah in person. People are speculating Oprah is not taking her calls. I believe Oprah had like a birthday party and they said Meghan and Harry NFI, not blanking invited.
Oh,
But they think that this would be a way for Meghan to get around Oprah again, be in person, and possibly try to get her to invest in ARO. I say that like that because the whole idea is so crazy that she thinks she could get any investors in ARO.
you know, that sounds like Meghan. Again, this
Mhm.
is me speculating, but
Of course.
that's her life. You know,
Mhm.
it's finding a way to get around big name people. I mean, that's why we know who she is. She, you know,
Mhm.
found a way to get around Harry. She's very conniving, very much a planner, a social climber. So that would make total sense to me. There's
I
something that
think so.
just she would do. Yeah.
I think so too. Gosh. Dylan, thank you for walking through this silliness with me. Any final thoughts on this situation, on this video? I know that there was another set of pictures that came out from this bookstore. People said that she had changed clothes at the bookstore because she was wearing, again, I know you're not a fashion guy, but a white top and white pants. So it was either that she changed clothes, but then Harry was with her. So I'm guessing it was a different day. I
Ah.
don't quite know what's going on with this. Again, guys, give me some grace. Usually I'm on top of all the details on this stuff. I've been out for 2 weeks, so I'm catching up. So maybe let me know in the comments. Was it the same day? Did she change clothes? What happened there? Any ideas? But
Yeah.
Dylan,
I
any
see.
final thoughts on this whole bookstore? What next time you go to a bookstore, will you stick your tongue out at somebody?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no real fun thoughts. I just want to point out you paused at the perfect place.
Oh, I know. I backed it up to that.
Oh
It's funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Yeah.
Dylan, I want you to see this image in your head when you're
Oh
trying to
my.
fall asleep at night.
Yeah, I say I don't want nightmares. You know, I'm already getting woken up by the cats. I can't do anymore.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Before I let you go, there's something that occurred to me that is just unforgivable on my part. And do you know what that is? All the times I've had you on, I have never asked you to honk. I always ask my
Oh.
guests to give me a honk honk as if you were a drunken goose.
Uh-huh.
And for whatever reason, I have not asked you to show me your honker. So
Oh, okay.
can you give the geese and ganders what they want? Can you give this drunk
Sure.
goose club a honk
Sure.
honk? Okay,
Honk, 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 honk.
that is excellent. Thank you, Dylan. That's
You're
an
welcome.
excellent. Thank you for showing us all your honker.
Uh-huh.
If there's any single girls in the chat, he's single.
Uh,
Talk to him about his honker now. I'm teasing.
oh,
Oh God, I totally put you on the spot. No, thank you for
oh.
that. We appreciate it. Now plug something. What can we watch on your channel? What have you been working on?
Yeah, I did, while we're doing this, think of something to plug.
Okay.
I started Instagram.
You did.
Yeah, so that's Winning C Dylan.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how Instagram works. I'm just kind of posting things like, hey,
Mhm.
what's up, guys? So you guys can check it out and let me know what you want to see on there. So yeah, it's just a new thing I'm doing.
And it's DYLAN because
Yeah.
people always ask
Oh,
me.
yes. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Winning C, like winning communication without the communication part. Dylan.
Okay.
Winning C Dylan.
Winning C Dylan. It's kind of an ongoing joke for my channel. I am the least technological person. I technically have an Instagram because my husband Jay set it up. I have never once used it. So, Dylan, I'd love to befriend you. I don't know how to do that. So you figure out Instagram and you let me know how it works, and I'll
Yeah.
jump on Instagram.
Sounds good.
But that's good. What? Tell us about a video you've done lately. Anything? I don't know. Anything fun you've worked on?
What did I work on? Oh yeah, I did some dancing ones. Yeah, a couple ridiculous dancing ones. I'm not sure when I have it set to post. One of them I think I already posted where I tried Meghan's dance moves. You know, I have her dancing and then I'm doing it. I think it was funny. I don't think a lot of people clicked on it, but I think once they watched it, they liked it.
Well, we gotta
And-
go see that. I want to see those dance moves, Dylan.
Yes. She has the spastic streetwalker.
Uh-huh.
Couple of them. Yeah.
So dance moves, and then I'm gonna put in a request that you and I react to the video you just talked about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be
Maybe we'll
fun.
do that. Yeah. So yeah, look for that. We can do that.
Yeah, look for that soon. But guys, thank you as always for being here, Dylan. Always a pleasure. I can't wait to record with you again soon. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll head over to your channel and check it out.
Thanks. See you soon.